CBA predicts an interest rate cut. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's check out this article which is discussing a CBA prediction of an interest rate cut. Well, let's see if that actually materializes. Maybe they're being a little bit overly optimistic. They're essentially saying we're peaked. CBA believes we've hit the peak of interest rate hikes. The Commonwealth Bank has updated its interest rate prediction, and it's positive news for borrowers struggling to keep up with rising mortgage repayments. CBA head of economics, Gareth Arad, said he believed interest rates were now at their peak, meaning they would not climb further from here. Well, no, if it's at the peak, that means they should only go down from here. That's the whole definition of a peak. If you're saying we're at the peak, but it may still go up a little bit more, then we're not at the peak. And for those of you playing at home, here's the cash rate. You can see that delta change there. Remember, it's not meant to be above 0.1% until 2024. Just remember that. I feel sorry for people that ran with that made financial decisions based on that, even though that was just how the media reported the RBA. But I guess that's a lesson we have to learn. We're all so busy keeping up with our lives, doing stuff. I can see how people just go with it. However, Arad said there was a small chance the RBA could hike rates again. At this stage, we don't consider the June board meeting live and expect the cash rate to be left on hold, Arad said. A central scenario puts the current rate at 3.85 as the peak in the cash rate, while the near-term risks sit with another rate hike. He said major banks was expecting a fall of 0.5% in the final 3 months of the year and a further 0.75% worth of cuts throughout 24, bringing the cash rate to 2.6%. So that would mean interest rates would be on hold until around September this year and would be cut from there. So what would push the RBA to increase rates again? He said it would come down to the data, primarily unemployment, inflation and wages. Our take on the current forward guidance from the RBA minutes today, that members also agreed that further increases in the interest rates may still be required, but that this would depend on how the economy and inflation evolve, is that the board is willing to raise the cash rate again in this cycle, he added. Let's just jump over here. I'm going to bring up the ASX cash rate prediction and the rate tracker. We'll have a look here. So 3rd of May, that's a bit out of date. Come on, Google, you got to update there. This is the problem with slow 4G internet. Okay, so the prediction as of yesterday, 15th of May, no changes, 97%, increased to 4.1%, 3%. Okay, there we go. That's a bit of a move there. 4.1%, a 3% to 97. Remember, they were wrong previously too, so we'll have to see. The market doesn't think the rate's going to go up very much. It hasn't priced it in. Another rate increase would require the economic data, particularly around inflation, GDP, the unemployment rate, and wages, unit labour costs to come in stronger than the RBA's updated forecasts. Put another way, we do not think the RBA will lift the cash rate again if the economic data prints in line or weaker than their forecasts. So it all depends on the forecasts that the RBA have put out. And let's jump over. We can see here, this is the rate tracker, and let's have a look at trading economics to see what their predictions are, or their forecasts are for certain economic data here from Australia. Consumer mood slumps. Okay, that's breaking news here in Australia. I'm not surprised. We'll look at Australian economic data. And what do they want us to look at? The inflation, GDP, unemployment. So inflation rate, we'll do the interest rate, GDP growth and GDP annual rate, and where's the unemployment rate? There we go, unemployment rate. So the first one we'll look at is this one here, the unemployment rate. We can see we're sitting at 3.5%. If we jump out to 25 years, it's insanely low. Okay, it is insanely low. Now, if we have a look here, The forecast for the April data is nothing, no change. The consensus and the forecast from Trading Economics is to remain flat at 3.5%. We have a look here. The Australian inflation rate, we're sitting at 7%. Now, this is the highest that most of us remember. Okay, we have to go back to the 80s or the 90s to see rates this high. So hopefully we've peaked and we're coming back down. We'll have to see. Now, TE are forecasting Q2 data to come in at 6.1%. There's no consensus, and we'll have to see. But they predicted the last data to be 6.8%, and it came in at 7%. So if it comes in with TE, that's probably a sign that the Reserve Bank won't intervene. And here we have our interest rates. What are the forecasts there? Remain flat. So they're predicting the RBA will remain flat at the next decision. And here we have the GDP growth rate, 0.5%. There's the recession that we had. Well, it's not the one we had to have. It's the one they chose us to have. And they're predicting the forecast for Q1 will be 0.4%. There's no consensus data at that, so avoiding, well, not the first. Depends what the definition of a recession is. The traditional definition is 2 quarters of negative growth. And then we have here the annual growth rate, and again, they're forecasting 2.6. So dropping slightly down from what the previous one was. So guys, there we go. Let's have a bit of a talk about this one. So what do you think? Do you think the cash rate has peaked, or will the RBA go hard? Will they take it right up to 4.1% or over 4%, maybe to send a bit of a message? Or we have to wait on what the data will say. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Check out HeiseBIM or Heise Does for other videos I create. And if you're a fan and want to support the channel, you can on YouTube or Patreon. Use our referral links, buy our pocket squares, or call us if you need an architect. Take care. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode of HeiseSays. Bye for now.